Do it too. There was no doubt in his mind that it was gonna fall.
And as the first quarter wraps up, already a double-digit lead. Boston out in front, up by 15. And we'll be back in just a minute with the start of the second quarter. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a getting ready for the Warriors. Jackson Davis is checked in for John Collins. Wiggins comes in for Moody. Pajimski's checked in for Heald. And it's Stephen Curry in for McLaughlin. Here's the professor. Jackson Davis grabs a miss. And the Warriors shooting just around 33% since the second quarter got underway. Taking a look at the Celtics. Malcolm Brogdon out there with Jaylen Brown. And then there's Peyton Pritchard. And it's Queta in at the center position, filling out the middle. Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Well, guys, the professor in the last outing against the Bulls was a man on a mission. He dropped an amazing number of points and hit a bunch of threes. No surprises there. A legendary performance that will be talked about for years to come. Unless he's able to do it again tonight. Brian?
Thanks, Allie. Absolutely. He was a one-man show in that one, Grant.
Yeah, he was not going to let them lose that game. We'll see if he comes in with that same mentality tonight.
And I'll be interested to see if the opposition looks to double him, because this should open up opportunities for his teammates to get going.
Here's the professor. After the Warriors picking up a basket just a moment ago. And he drops in the layup off the glass. The professor's got 5 points in the quarter.
And he's made his mark on offense especially. They got to be thankful he's on their squad.
And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Well, the Warriors shooting an unimpressive 30% in this game so far. The shot by Pajimski, no good. The Celtics have gotten 7 of 12 shots to go here in the second. Here's the professor. Down it goes. Jam that one home.
You look at what he's doing here, and it's hard to imagine him playing much better.
And here's Curry for 3. Rebounded by Brogdon. Brogdon's got 5 rebounds in the game.
Let's just say his subpar shooting is just one reason. Why they are trailing in this ball game.
And this is how he shines. He's a big part of their floor spacing.
Yeah, you got to know where he is at all times, especially when he's roaming around the perimeter ready to fire.
Now here's Kuminga. He's coming off a 19-point game against Milwaukee.
Defense pulled out all the stops to shut him down there.
And we've got 28 seconds left to play in the first half. The professor with a bucket.
Talk about putting a team on your back. He has been dominant this quarter, and I don't think they are winning without him.
23 seconds left in the second. Trying to find a spark here.
Yes, indeed. A rough stretch offensively. They could really use a basket. I'll tell you what, they've rebounded the ball tremendously well.
There's the triple. No good on the buzzer beater. And so it's Boston holding a massive 34-point lead to end the quarter. And they've been shooting the lights out from the arc. All those threes have this poised for a blowout. All right, stick around. We'll be right back after this.
Greetings, Shaq, Kenny, and EJ here as we tip off the show with a look at our mid-season.
Checking out the Celtics. You know, Halloween was a long time ago, but this team is still the scariest group in the league. They're striking fear into every team that has to go against them, Shaq.
Now we'll take a look back at that first half. What an all-around performance it was for the Boston Celtics. Thanks for tuning in. Now we head back to Brian Anderson for the start of the third quarter.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. RJ displaying at a faster pace, work the same in the regular season as it does in the playoffs?
Depends on the opponent. Teams that like to slow it down and can be methodical in the half court can make it a slugfest. You have to be ready for that.
Pajimski, the off guard, with Wiggins at small forward. John Collins out there with Trace Jackson-Davis. And it's Curry in it to one. That's the Warriors 5.
He's carried much of the scoring load tonight, and with the win in reach, don't expect him to let up.
And the Warriors shooting poorly at only 28%. The Celtics shooting has been tremendous. 63% for the game and scoring with confidence. Outside, Brown. Pass to the Professor. Fires from deep. And good. Coming on the assist by Brogdon. The Professor's got 39.
Hard to win games when you allow clean looks from the perimeter.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Brian, the Warriors play a unique style predicated on passing and cutting off the ball. Stephen Curry said the main goal is to just force the defense to make as many decisions as you can. So with all that ball movement and body movement, they're going to mess up at some point. Brian?
Well, it helps having a weapon like Stephen Curry. Thanks, Allie. And Curry's got the ball here for the Warriors. And after this one, they're at home against Sacramento. Get some... Face and buries the jumper. Curry's got 10 points.
You see players around the league trying to copy Curry's one-motion shot, but there's only one Steph.
Well, Richard, with the relocations and the floor he covers, Curry is still an anomaly with his conditioning.
Oh, he's got an off-season program that would make other NBA stars tap out, including myself. His conditioning is amongst the best of all time. It wears on you as a defender.
And the Warriors with possession here.
Applying some pressure with that full court defense.
2 minutes into the second half of play now.
Boston foul, number 26. First personal foul. First team foul.
Pass to Collins. Fires the three. Here's Jackson-Davis. Queta pulls it in.
You have to credit their effort. I mean, they've done an amazing job on the glass.
Here's the Professor. He's covered by Curry. Yep, that one goes. The Professor's got 46.
As they set their sights on locking up the win, he has to do everything in his power to make this happen.
Pass to Pajimski. Back to Curry. The rebound, Celtics. Queta's got 9 rebounds now. Here's the Professor. He's covered by Curry. Here's the Professor. It's Brown on the wing. It's Brown on the wing. They grab their own miss. 2 points. That one goes.
That'll drive your coach crazy, failing to box out. Ugh.
Oh, yeah, you think you gotta stop, and it's wasted because of sloppy work on the glass. You literally practice that every day.
Hits the trifecta.
He was solid in the first half from deep. He's a guy who can get hot. Let's see how he does here in the second.
Here's Watson. Knocks it down from distance. Watson's gotten himself on the board with a 3 there.
They've been pretty lax with their perimeter defense, giving up a lot of three-pointers.
And Jaylen Brown gets a whistle that time. That's his first foul.
Tough break for the defense.
Here, the Warriors decide to talk it over. Richard, over the past few decades, we've seen bench reactions get bigger in the NBA. How much fun is that?
It's so much fun, but I think it also coincides with the league getting younger and younger and younger. So you have these young kids in there that are just there to have some fun and compete.
On the floor for Boston. We've got Washington. He's out there with Talen Horton-Tucker. Drew Holiday out there with Kevin Love. And it's the professor in at the point guard position. Now here's Curry. Outside Pajemski. Pass to Collins. The three. Buries it from three.
And this is a part of Collins' game that's really evolved. Hitting jumpers and catch and shoot.
Boston's gone just 1 of 6 from downtown in this final quarter. Good. He hits again.
My goodness. 50 for the game.
Just putting on a show. Over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. And here's Curry for three. He can't get it to go. And for Boston, they're shooting only 36% since the fourth quarter started. Here's the professor. He's covered by Curry. The professor with a bucket. The professor's got 52 points.
And it only makes sense to give him the rock again. He put the team on his back all game.
Yeah, just keep feeding him. That guy is a man on a mission. And the defense, well, they don't have much of an answer.
The three from Curry. Horton-Tucker grabs the miss. Here's the professor. Pajemski grabs the board. The Warriors have gone 7 for 15 in the fourth. Outside Curry. And again, no good by Golden State.
It is a shame to see a high percentage look go to waste. He'll be hearing about this one in the locker room, I'm sure.
And we've got 1:18 left in the fourth. Driving to the basket.
And you can see how scary this team can be when everything is clicking for them. Just a terrific performance for the Celtics.
And the disparity in the talent was obvious. By the end. Sometimes you just don't have enough ammunition to compete.
Yeah, B.A., just a total beatdown. And the next time these teams meet, I can't imagine it'll be any different.
And they really wanted this one. It pushes their win total up to 21.
And against a non-conference opponent, you really want to win the first one. They'll go into the next one knowing how to beat this team for sure.
And what a huge performance it was for the professor.
And let's just say this, the name of the game is scoring, and yes, he provided that tonight. You're welcome.
Now here's Collins. That's good from Curry on the assist by Collins.
It's nice they found their rhythm here, but the clock is just not their friend.
It's a shame, really. If they'd been playing like this last quarter, they might be in a different situation right now.
Pass to the professor, and here's Horton-Tucker. Here's the professor. Puts it up, and it's Boston scoring again.
And guys, that's gotta be the dagger. This is how you finish a game.
And it felt like they just flipped the switch to go on that run and seal the game, saving their best basketball for the end. Always smart.
And it's the Warriors with the ball, following the bucket by the Celtics. 3 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Shot clock at 6. Wiggins with a screen on Holiday. He buries it from 3.
I know what they say, defense wins championships, but you need some bucket getters too now.
Puts up a 3. Another bucket. Wow. 60 points. This guy can't be stopped right now.
They've had no answer for him in this one.
And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. This one wasn't even close. The hometown crowd was waiting for a miracle that never came.
Yeah, and this team was consistent throughout. They met every challenge, and they earned this dub.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Richard Jefferson, Grant.
You earned that one. They talk the talk, but you walk the walk. NYC, baby. The stars are out. Say what's up to
MP
Spike
said he
for.
woke up today ready to slay some dragon.
MP, what up, man? I like your game. Man, Mikal Bridges, man. Okay. I like that confidence. You already know.
Welcome in, everyone. The NBA Cup has reached the knockout stage. Tonight, it's a quarterfinal in the East. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Brett Berry and Greg Anthony. We've got David Aldridge reporting from the sideline. And now the opening lineup for Boston. And in the front court, Brown and Tatum. Malcolm Brogdon out there with the professor. And it's Love in at the center, filling out the middle. And for the Knicks, we've got Mitchell Robinson. Anunoby out there with Towns. Then it's Bridges. And it's Brunson in at the 1 spot. This marks the first game of the NBA Cup knockout round for these two teams. The Eastern Conference wild card on the road against a group winner.
And we've seen the excitement this tournament generates when it gets to this stage. It's a playoff atmosphere. Everyone in the building knows there's a lot on the line.
The professor's shot is off. And so it's Brunson with it. He brings it up for the New York Knicks. Looking for Bridges, he gets it there. And it's slammed in by Bridges.
And that's just too easy. Bridges in there slamming it down.
So for New York, their last game, a win against the Detroit Pistons. Here's the professor. Drills it from outside.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Now here's Brunson. In the game against Detroit, very impressive. Robinson a screen on Brogdon. From deep, Brunson. Rebound, Love. Boston's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Brent, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I think it amazes both of us that Jalen Brunson fell to the second round, the 33rd pick back in 2018. So, with that in mind, how has he overcome the doubter?
Well, the first thing he got was opportunity, Kevin, and that's all you can ask for as a young player. What he was able to do in Dallas opened up the eyes of a lot of people to what he was capable of as a point guard in the league. But trust me, Jalen Brunson has never stopped believing in him. His ability and confidence to dominate a game the way that we've seen him do that in the past couple seasons.
Knicks have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. To the paint. Here's Bridges. That falls. Nice speed that time from Brunson. Bridges has got his second bucket of the game to go.
One tough customer. Bridges fighting for the basket in close.
Here's the professor. And again, Boston with the triple.
Yeah, great outside shooting, really fueling this run.
And the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Well, earlier I spoke with Tom Thibodeau. Coach said they want to force Jason Tatum to uncomfortable spots on the floor. Now, they recognize those spots are few and far between, but Coach wants to keep Tatum out of the paint specifically. If his team can do that and force Tatum to shoot more from outside, they feel relatively good about their chances. Back to you.
Okay, David, thanks. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. Robinson sets a screen for Brunson. Had the space there, but it's offline.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
And slam dunk by Tatum.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
Well, if there were 4 or 5 boxes to check in terms of the game plan tonight, they might have checked 6. I mean, they're doing everything out there.
So it's New York now after the basket by Boston. Drops in the tray.
Wow, look at the release. Towns with a quick trigger.
Here's the professor. This game an incredible scoring display for him. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
Well, if I was baking up a lead, I'd add 2 ingredients. One would be playing smart. The other one, playing selfless. They've done that tonight. Serve it up.
And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
At this point, I don't know what you can do to slow this team down.
Well, nothing that they're doing seems to be making an impact. And there are some nights where you just run out of options, whether it's by personnel or by tactic.
Bridges, no one around him. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks able to retain possession here. And a look at the recent power rankings. Some interesting stories here in the early part of December. Taking a look at New York. They're in a bit of a holding pattern, hoping to take that next leap.
And I think for the Celtics, they were projected to be one of, if not the best team in our league. And thus far, they have not disappointed.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Kate is checked in, and it's Peyton Watson in for Tatum.
Well, part of their game plan was to block out the noise and just stay focused.
Always a good sign of maturity and steps forward when you can take this kind of effort, focus, and concentration on the road to get a win.
Here's Kolek after the made shot from the professor. 40 seconds left in the first. There's the drive, and that one is hammered home.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Coaching staff probably most proud of the effort of this team on both ends of the floor here tonight.
Here's Williams following the bucket by the Celtics, and Towns gets it to go.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, offense comes really easy to Big Cat.
Boston leading by 15. Here's the professor. 22 points for him. Round the pass to the professor. From downtown. Good on the triple. The professor's got 25 points.
Yeah, they built up this lead 3 points at a time.
Well, a lot of importance placed on outside shooting. And tonight you can see why after that kind of quarter exploding from the perimeter.
And so it's Boston, holding a big 18-point lead to close the quarter. They've had such great ball movement and shot selection.
It's a party, it's a party, it's a party.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Both teams deciding to change it up. And Tom Thibodeau decides to call timeout. He wants to make some adjustments to the game plan, clearly. Boston's gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. On the floor for Boston. Holiday out there with the professor. Then there's Jason Tatum. Then there's Peyton Watson. And it's Love in at the center position.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
For New York, they've gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. You know, Brent, when you talk about home court advantage, the Knicks have one of the best.
Well, New York is so electric, and just, I have memories, Kevin, of walking out on that court and it just feeling different. So the Mecca is back, and when it's loud, it is delicious.
With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the professor in that last outing against the Pelicans was really strong. He finished with 52 points, and to no one's surprise, he was dialed in from deep. A performance like that makes you hungry for more. We'll be looking to follow that up tonight. Guys?
Excellent, David. Thank you. Greg, how impressive was it watching him completely take over?
Unstoppable. They won that game because of his effort and just his overall relentlessness.
And going up against a team that had no answer for him, we'll see if it plays out the exact same way here tonight. And he gets a lot of points right there at the rim, but the defense determined not to give up the easy deuce there.
And Brunson, here we go. And all around the rim that time before dropping in. Brunson's got 4 points now in the quarter. Celtics leading by 20. Here's the professor. Plays it up and banks it in.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Well, I know they don't have mobile devices out there for texting, so they might as well talk to one another.
Here's Bridges. He's got 7. And it's slammed in by Bridges.
And he gives that rim a good tug on the way down.
That's how you drive your point home right there. There's 1:40 left in the first half of the game. Here's the professor. How's that for an answer? Right back with the dunk.
And when the score is as lopsided as it is, and you can see they smell blood in the water, my man is going for the jugular.
Outside Williams. Pass to Bridges. The 3. Got a hand on it. And he gets it back. Here's the professor. And the layup falls. The professor's got 35.
And this is why coaches talk about playing with pace. The scoreboard tells it all.
Kind of get a team defensively on their heels, and if you can keep pushing and keep attacking, they'd never find some kind of defensive balance to help slow you down.
And the timeout called here by Tom Thibodeau. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations. And some changes here for the Celtics. Kate is checked in, and Jaylen Brown subbed in for Tatum.
Making us move nightly. That was your Knicks sitting answer.
And 1:01 left to play here in the second quarter. Towns a screen on Brogdon from the arc. It's hauled in by Brown.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Here's the professor. Off target from three-point range.
And after that great first quarter from three-point range, he has finally come back to earth.
Anunoby, no good.
For him, it's harder to miss that shot than it is to make that shot. I think he was anticipating a bit of a bump there.
6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Missed 3 there from the professor. New York's gotten cold from deep in the second quarter, just 2 of 6 from long range. Pass to Towns. 4 seconds left. Off target at the rim. And so it's the Boston Celtics finishing the quarter up by a whopping 24 points. Their defense has been active and effective. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Thanks for tuning.
Well, they were the tougher team in that half, and it showed up in a number of ways. Just look at the rebounding numbers, Ernie.
Yeah, that differential really sticks out. It's one of the ways they overwhelm you. Taking a peek now at the upcoming schedule.
And looking at the Rockets matchup, don't let a lack of focus steal one from you. Overlooking lesser opponents, but that's when they come in and bite you.
I overlook all opponents.
In terms of what? And that concludes halftime. Now time to send it over to Kevin Harlan as the game's about to resume.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. What a game we're seeing from the professor.
And guys, we saw just how tough he can be with the step to the rim. Great job of just attacking that first half.
Yeah, nice job of carving his way to the inside with some ease. Not much resistance out there.
Towns is out there with Mitchell Robinson. Then it's Jalen Brunson. Then it's OG Anunoby. And it's Bridges in at the 2 guard. So that's who Tom Thibodeau starts the second half with. Hey, Bones, what do you think is a part of the game that some casual fans don't really understand that well?
Well, Kevin, outside of the contest right here in front of us, let's think about the long schedule that teams are dealing with. How many times the coaches employ different lineups and strategies so that by the end of the year, they have optionality in what they can do on the floor.
Some nice passing by New York here. Robinson finds Bridges. Shot clock at 6. Shoots from 12. The kick out to Towns. And a miss there on the triple. Boston's gone 2 of 2 from long range in the third quarter so far. Here's the professor, defended by Bridges, and that one good. The professor's got 40 points.
They have a good plan going right now, and they're starting to create separation.
Well, game plan might have been good, but you have to bring it together. Right now, their chemistry is something to be admired.
Here's Brunson. No good again that time.
And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
A three-pointer is right on target. The professor's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for Boston. Now here's Brunson. He's one of the better scorers in the league, averaging almost 25 points a game. Bridges outside. New York missing again.
Ouch. 5 shots without a make. That's a really ragged start coming out of halftime.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, thanks. Well, there's plenty of scorers on the Celtics, but Jason Tatum says, I'm going to get my shots. It's just about trusting the process. From experience, I understand that I'm good enough that I can relax and defer a little bit. Then in the fourth, I can score 20 in the quarter. Kevin, it sounds like he's figured it all out.
Thank you so much. You know, he can take over at any time, and it's fun to watch. DA, we thank you for that.
And dialing up the 3 ball, he finally puts it into the 14-0 run by Boston.
The Celtics have gotten every shot that dropped since halftime. They're 5 for 5 from the floor. Here's the professor, defended by Bridges. The professor, good.
He's played a huge role in this game to this point, but it looks like he just wants more. He wants to make sure that this lead holds up.
And here's Bridges. He'll bring it up for the Knicks. And following this one, they'll take on the Hornets in New Orleans. That one will start off a 3-game road trip for the team. And it's Towns missing.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
New York has gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. The numbers will back it up, Brett, but when you watch OG Anunoby, it's easy to see why he is an elite defender.
Yeah, Kevin, he's been slept on by a lot of casual fans around the NBA, but trust me, diving deeper into the numbers, OG's defense is elite. He's got that strength, he's got the wingspan, he's got great instincts, and he is daunting for any would-be scorer that wants to put points on the board.
The kick out to Brown from outside the arc, drills the three-pointer. Brown's got 6 points in the quarter.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give him from behind the arc.
And here's Brunson. Three-pointer. Doesn't get it to drop for him.
And not a way to get out of a funk. He needs to be looking for good, solid, more efficient shots, not the wild one he took. There.
And that one, good.
This is why I love his game. You really have to admire his tenacity.
44 seconds left to play in the third. And it's out of bounds to New York. They'll retain possession. And New York making a change here. Williams is checked in. So Boston going with almost an entire new group here. Cade is checked in. Baden Watson comes in for Jason Tatum. Horton Tucker's checked in for Brown. And it's Holiday in for Malcolm Brogdon. Bridges deciding where to go with it. Towns sets the pick for Bridges. Trains it from beyond the arc. Bridges has got 15 points.
Well, he just nailed his second 3 of the half, guys. I'd be very aware of that if I were the defense right now.
Here's the professor. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of them.
New York's gone 2 of 5 with the three-point shot since coming out of the break. Takes the 3. Yet another bucket.
And he's up to 52 points.
Yeah, making a GA look all too easy right now. And so it's Boston, able to put on a show for the ages. The three-point shooting has come fast and furious to the tune of what has become a big-time blowout in progress. We've got more in store for you right after this. Now let's hear what Coach Tom Thibodeau was reviewing with his team in the huddle.
Everyone talking down there. Rebound and run. Rebound and run. Got to work our way back now. Work our way back.
Well, he's trying to up his team's energy right now.
And Kevin, as he said, they got to push it once they get rebounds. And that'll...
We've gone about a minute and a half into the fourth quarter.
Oh, man, you know he'd love to have that one over.
Here's the professor, defended by Bridges.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. New York's gone a disappointing 2 of 6 on three-point attempts here in the fourth. Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. GA, what effect do you think the rule to limit flopping has had since it was put into place in the NBA?
Well, I do think we're seeing less theatrics. And there were fines before, but a flop now might impact the game itself. So I'd say it's been a bit of a deterrent.
Boston's gotten just 1 of 4 three-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. They get it again. Queta, and it is flushed down with a nice jam.
And doing some dirty work on the offensive glass.
And then fouls it up, Greg, with heavy-duty jam on his mine with a terrific putback. Down low. And it's slammed in by Bridges.
So far, the defense has not learned much from the lessons Mikel is teaching them.
And here's Boston. Here's the professor. They get it back. Pass to Horton Tucker. Here's the professor. No good from outside. The Knicks shooting 33% for the night. That's a big thorn in their side right now. Got a piece of it. We're in the final quarter of play here. 3 minutes in. Out of bounds. New York takes possession.
That's tough because that one's preventable. The defense has nothing to do at all with that turnover.
And the Celtics making a change here. Springer's checked in. And here's Bridges. He'll bring it up for the New York Knicks. Robinson sets a screen for Bridges. Up again. The rebound by Queta. Queta's got his 6th rebound on the night. He got it again. Sensational.
And he's been dominant here thus far.
Shouldering the offense, GA really taking it to the opposition. Brunson the pass to Bridges. From past the arc. A shot's good on the assist by Brunson. Brunson's got assist number 7 for him tonight. Well, look at the clock. A little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. Here's the professor. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
Well, he's leading everyone in points right now. His teammates keep feeding him the ball, and he keeps delivering.
Smart, accurate passes, Greg, are really paying off for them at the moment.
And also good off-ball movement. Everyone is paying attention and looking to create the best shot for the team.
The Celtics shooting a pedestrian 36% in the fourth quarter. The offense not doing their best work of late.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance. And this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Celtics.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will see.
It's another bucket.
And what's another 60 burger to him? I mean, you can almost expect it from him at this point.
And he is now within distance of the most 60-point games in a single season. He could do it. The Knicks shooting in the fourth quarter down around 31%, not playing with as much energy here lately.
Ooh, he missed an easy chance to put some points on the board. He won't get a much better look at that kind of shot again here probably tonight.
Again, what an avalanche! He's been absolutely ridiculous in this game.
You get the sense he just can't miss.
And the Knicks with possession. Anunoby outside. Pass to Towns. They need this. And Boston with the rebound. And so the Celtics now can just hold on to the ball. Here's Springer. Here's the professor. From deep. Connects again from distance. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable.
And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one.